Hello everybody, Ckixy here, and today I got a new invention that I've been working on. So what I got here, I actually don't know what to call it. I guess separated tileable item storage with minecart delivery and a item elevator. So it's about 3 different things put together, but it's mostly focused on the minecart delivery system, because it's very hard to tile minecart delivery because you have to have it receive it and then it has to send the minecart back and things like that. So it took quite a bit of work, but I finally got it working. So I was watching monkeyDKS, and on his server he had a sheep farm with all 16 sheep colors, and he made it where each of them had a different minecart to deliver the wool. And then from there, it was underground, so he had to have an item elevator to the individual storage. So he used all this different stuff, but the issue is basically everything he made wasn't tileable because it's very hard to tile, well, item elevators and minecart tracks especially. So he had like all these item elevators that kind of took quite a bit of space, so he had to have minecarts coming in from all 3 sides instead of just one side where you could have it easily manageable. So I thought I'd put the work into it, and I have finally came up with a tileable system for item delivery. And it's kind of derpy, but it works. So a long time ago, I've been working on a storage system over there, and I found out a interesting bug where if you have a closed fence gate above a track with a diagonal track next to it, or vertical track, and a minecart is trying to go down, it gets stuck by the fence gate. But the thing is the minecarts can actually go up the track even though this fence gate is closed. It's a very interesting bug, but it's quite helpful when it comes to this, which is a minecart locking system. So if I send just one minecart out, you'll see it goes and just comes back because it has no items in it. But pay very close attention to all the numbers I have here, because we'll see if it's 100% rate so it doesn't fail, which it shouldn't. So let me put these all in the minecarts. And so like I said, this is for monkey SDK, or DKS. I keep getting those letters mixed up, or numbers, no, letters. But anyways, so this I was making just kind of as a video response slash I was just very interested in the idea and just wanted to make it tileable. So like I said, pay close attention to all the numbers, and he had it hooked up to one lever, so you could do individual launches or you could just do them all at once. So let's look at it from above, and you could see them emptying out in order because they empty out that specific amount. And there we go. Now if we check these chests, we have them in the exact same order as we had it previously. And if you're wondering why I have these hoppers sticking out, it's because trap chests kind of bug out the item elevator. So you have to make sure that the trap chests are a little further away, or you could just kind of stagger regular chests. It's up to you. So how all this works is when the minecart launches, it comes over here, and since this door is open, it just comes back. But if it has an item in its inventory, it will send it through these hoppers, and as the item is passing through the hoppers, it activates this comparator, which turns it on, and it turns this chest, or this torch, off, which lowers this piston, and it deactivates this comparator here, which closes the fence gate. So as items are passing through here, it closes the fence gate, and then as soon as the items are clear, the fence gate opens and it sends the minecart back. And so we could take a look at it with these items again. And so, whoop, just walk right into this. So we launch it, you can see it close, the cauldron lowers, and it empties all its items and sends it back. And then that's the item elevator. These detector rails are actually not useful at all. I just had them there from my original design and I didn't really feel like taking them out. So these could actually be regular minecart rails. You just have to make sure that they're at a slant and that they're not linking with each other. And it should work just fine. And also, I want to note why I'm using a cauldron, not a redstone block, is because if a piston pushes a redstone block upward, it actually creates a block update detector and it will get stuck up. So I had to use cauldrons and comparators for this, which actually worked out pretty good because it made it even more tileable because there's no raw redstone laying around in that. And so now on to the item elevator. I want to also thank monkeyDKS for bringing this to my attention. It wasn't his design, he got it from someone else, but monkeyDKS is where I got where I have seen it from, and it's a very cool design. So basically what happens is I have items in here, and by one press of a button, it will go all the way up the elevator and drop one item. And so you just cycle this repeatedly until all the items get transferred up. And how this works is when a torch powers a dispenser or dropper, it will activate the one in front of the torch and the one below the dropper above it. And what happens is when this torch goes on, it activates this dropper and this one at the same time. So it'll actually move a block, 2 blocks up. So it's basically 1 block per tick, or 2 blocks per tick, so it moves items very fast. And then what happens is, since this is a torch elevator, it has a 2 tick delay between each of the torches activating. So by the time it moves the block up 2, it will activate the next one, or the next torch, which will move it up 2 more blocks. And by the press of 1 button, you could move an item as high as you want, because it's torches, so you could go however high you want, and it will move 1 block from the very bottom dispenser all the way out the top one. So this is ever expanding. You could make the storage as high as you want, so you could have delivery at like bedrock, and then you can make a torch elevator all the way up to like sky limit if you really wanted to. And so how this works is, since this can activate the dropper down 1 below the top one, we have room for comparators. So as soon as an item gets in here, it detects that it has an item to be delivered up there. So the comparator activates, and then I have repeaters here because the comparator will only be 1 block distance. So I put comparators there just to extend the signal, and then I have it go to this redstone line. The redstone line then goes to a comparator to make sure that it's all the same length, or repeater, and then that goes into comparator clock. And you've seen me use these comparator clocks many times, and how it works is the comparator clock you put on subtraction mode, and so it says I have a 15 tick pulse, and it subtracts 15 tick pulse from it, so then it equals 0, and then it subtracts 0 from 0, which it receives the 15 tick pulse back. Or it actually subtracts 0 from 15, which makes it 15 again. So it's basically a on-off clock, so the cycle, it has 2 cycles per, I don't know what you call it. It will basically activate itself, then deactivate itself. So between each of those cycles, it's 6 ticks, I believe. Actually, I could probably speed this up a little bit, but just to make sure the torches don't burn out, you have to have this comparator on 2 ticks, and then it just goes to a torch elevator, and then I just put redstone across the top of all the torches, and that's about it. So let's try it out again. You can see if you send an empty cart, it will just return back, and then if you put items in it, it will get stuck until it empties out the items. And then you can see as it drains the items, it will turn on this comparator and it turns on the clock and goes up the torch elevator, and then it drops all the items in here. And as you can see, it has no fail rate, so it won't ever get an item stuck in the system, to my knowledge. I haven't done any testing because I have just finished making it. So if you want to do more rigorous testing and make sure it doesn't have any fail rate, but with how the redstone and all it works, it should be perfectly fine. And so that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.